Change the title just for that. Okay. Oh. What up, NASCAR father? How we doing? Playing a little arena for the first time since the new I guess the new month, the new traditional ranked. This hand's some mulligan. Yeah, okay. Eventually I'm gonna need a third land, but I don't want it now. I want spells. It's gonna get annoying. How do I turn those off? Playing against what looks like the Gate deck. I suppose we'll probably see a lot of that. Gates are cheap. Luckily for us, even a red source. Okay, Guild Summit's fine. Probably Tribunal that. Actually, I think I'm going to Deputy Detention it. So we have him on 2-turn clock. Gross Spiral, sure. We got to keep attention of like how many gates they have so that they can't sweep us. So if they have like an untapped red source, they could do 4 damage. I think I'm... And then like the other thing is like, if they have the angel, they go like land angel, they get 2, 4, 6 life. So that brings them to 18 total. Can we do 18 in 2 turns? 7 plus 9 is 16. I think I'm just going to play Benalia and then attack with all. We can save Marshal by tapping into Loxodon, but we lose so much damage. Yeah. I forgot my sideboard guy downstairs, but I think I know how to board in this one. It's these and all these. 2, 3. It was supposed to be all of those. I don't remember which. I'm gonna look it up. Might not make it in time. Let's see. This one. Sent a photo of my sideboard guide the other day. Stroke negate. Okay. I think this is fine. Oh, shoot, I have 62 cards. I forgot to board out something. What did I forget to board out? Oh, I was supposed to board out marshals. One marshal, one Loxodon. Oh well. That was a mistake. This card's good. I'm actually gonna play this over the Marshal. I feel like the Marshal, while being pretty good here, could get caught up in a Gates Ablaze. So, where this is guaranteed 3 damage next turn, essentially. I'm going to save Marshal for after a sweeper here. Our current board is pretty isolated against sweeper. Okay, now I'll play Marshal. Because I can bodyguard it. Could have the Angel here. Angel would be annoying. In which case we Tribunal it rather than... Yes, this. Yes, this. This should be a game. Alright. Well, messed up on sideboarding, but it worked out. Ooh, they knocked me down to gold tier 3, eh? Didn't kill any of my opponent's creatures. Seems pretty close to great. Whiff. Play Skymarcher first so that we can Dauntless Bodyguard the Skymarcher. Dragon Skull Summon, what is? Some sort of Mardu, or not Mardu, but Rakdos control deck. I'm going to attack first. That's fine. Yeah. Kind of knew something was up. Oh shoot, I played the wrong one. Oh well. Alright. Yeah, I attacked this first so that I could play the Skymarcher post-combat and then Dauntless Bodyguard the new Skymarcher, and I just misclicked. Just my turn. I was just being dumb. Hopefully it doesn't end up mattering too much. What is going on? Okay. I don't know what this is. I gotta assume it's like some sort of control deck. We didn't see any creatures. I'm gonna go ahead. We saw Carnival, Carnage, Duress. And that was it. I don't know what to make of that. Gotta assume Skymarcher is worse than Hunted Witness. Especially against Carnival Carnage. I gotta assume that these negates are good, so that's probably a good swap. I doubt I need the extra deputy. Unbreakable Formation's probably bad. Maybe put Ajani in that spot, or I could put Disdainful Stroke in that spot. If I did like a one, could cut like, can't really cut more than one more one drop. If I was going to, it'd probably be Snubhorn, but I probably want to keep that in. Could probably cut a Marshal. I'll Loxodon. Just do this. Marshal I'm cutting because, like, I just gotta assume that they have a lot of removal spells. It's still a 3/3 for 3 that has an upside, which is, like, fine. But I gotta assume that they have a bunch of removal, which is why we have the 3 negates and the 1 Disdainful Stroke. And Ajani's probably just a harder to kill lord than the 2, so I'm kind of making that swap. Oof. If I had another land, I'd definitely keep. I'd cut any of these cards for 1 land. Oh, I forgot I boarded the island. Ooh, shoot, that's going to be big. Oh. Well, hopefully we draw some lands. Definitely meant to mulligan. Alright, I got to pay attention. I got to wake up. I will admit I'm still not used to the Arena interface. Just because I haven't been a lot of people love this thing. I'm not a huge fan of Arena, just like the way it plays. But I think it is good. It's good for Magic, so I'm in for that. I'm definitely gonna lose this game because I clicked keep instead of mulligan, and they're giant buttons, but I should just be able to read. So that one's just totally on me, but. There we go, final land. Their opponent has like no plays through. Okay, so they're mostly black, like mono black splashing red. All right. seemed like a terrible waste. I mean, like, they're going to get 2 spells, but the thing is like, they're spells I can't deploy. I think I'm just going to attack with this. Okay. Now we can play Elephant. Something tells me they have something like -2/-2 exile, Cry of Carnarium. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Well, I don't think there's gonna be enough pressure, so I gotta like hope they just don't have it. I think my hope was to draw a land, and I could Ajani the Hunted Witness and the Snubhorn Sentry. Okay, what's this gonna do? Rakdos Showstopper? I guess you could have Mountain. It's weird. It's a flip coin demon? Yeah. +1/+1. Attack. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. Be blessed. We have lethal like next turn anyway. So might as well just kill the Karn. Otherwise they get Showstopper and possibly could come back in the game. What the heck costs 7? Oh, okay, Ritual of Soot, sure. If they play a Chain Whirler, I swear to God. Okay. I was like, if they play a Chain Whirler, man, their deck's wild. Might win this game that we certainly messed up every situation possible. Shows you how good this deck is. Ooh, ah. One, 2, 3, 4. Nope, okay. I'll just do it with New Knight and all the planes. Well, I certainly do have a lot of removal. Okay. Can't really push through here. So what do I want to do? If I play History, play Snubhorn, I'm left with 4 creatures. If I play Snubhorn, play Loxodon. I think that's probably my best bet. I could have like another Ritualist Soot or something. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Now they block here, take 7. I'll give them a turn. Yeah, it's kind of what I figured. They paused long enough to make it seem like they if I attack with this and this, so I attack here, they take 5. They get this thing back. If they have like a removal spell, they take 2. And then is it still lethal? This would be 4. This, so that they're back-to-back removal spells? Yeah, okay. We're in trouble if they have a removal spell. We weren't going to beat a Ritual Soot. If they have another blocker, we still have lethal. So they need essentially a blocker and a removal spell, or... No, they need more than that. Yeah. They need a sweeper. Oh, I was going to check to see my plugins. I don't think I have any plugins on. It does not look like it. Let's see. Because I don't have the deck list up. Dashboard. Channel. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Extensions? I think that's maybe what they call them. What's the card? It's a Cardboard Live. I think that's the one people use now. Install. Your extension will not display until it's activated on your extension page. Your extension may require additional configuration before it can be activated. Would you like to configure? Yes. Magic Arena. This export. Okay. Paste. Save as U White SCG Dallas, I guess. Dallas Fort Worth. This upload. Update stream. Okay. Let's see if it's working now. Let's refresh my stream. Doesn't seem like it. Weird. Dashboard. Extensions. My extensions. Let's trash that. Is it this component 1? Cancel. That's weird. I don't know why. Should be working on my stream. I don't know why it's not working. Oh well, let's play some Magic. Let's do this. What's this? Maybe I have to like reboot up my stream or something. Doesn't look like anything I can do on Streamlabs. Yeah. I'd love to play first. This hand is great. So here I'm going to start off with Legion's Landing. It's like one of the big things I found with this deck is you want to make sure your Dauntless Bodyguard is pointed at something that you want to keep. And depending on the deck, it'll choose which one I would like to keep. So here, I think I would rather keep my Dauntless or my Snubhorn Sentry rather than my Vampire token, assuming that they're green-black. So just because I'd rather have the creature with the higher power output later on in the game. It's unfortunate. Got to assume here they're going to take Benalish Marshal. I don't think we want to flip landing this turn. I think I'd rather just get this Loxodon in play. That's fine. It's still 3 power on the battlefield. 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to go ahead and play this pre-combat. This will cover my token, I suppose. And then attack with everybody. We'll flip our landing, and then we'll make a token, and we'll get the Legion's Landing. Or we'll get the City's Blessing to do 3 more damage. And they have a turn. We have our token protected and our Snubhorn Sentry protected, so we still have 6 damage if they do sweep, if they have something like Ritual of Soot. All right. So they're not normal green-black, being that they have thought, whatever. Makes me believe that Tocatli's bad. Unbreakable's probably bad. Marshal's probably medium. Normally I like Skymarcher Aspirant in this matchup. It might be better than Hunted Witness. Showed us Cast Down. Just shave on each. Don't think we need Tithe Taker. If they're gonna have a sweeper, I guess it could be Ritual of Soot, but this is good against Ritual of Soot. But if it's Cry of Carnarium, then Tithe Taker's bad anyway. Let's get the. Did I already put the island in there? Where's the island? Where'd it go? I would like to put my island in the deck. What? What is going on? What's up with my sideboard? Did it disappear? I don't get how this works. Okay. Let's put Ajani in there. Let's do this. I have an island in my sideboard, right? Because I think I do. File, open. It should be in there. Otherwise, I have to update the deck list. There's an island in my sideboard. It just disappeared when I was sideboarding. Okay. This I have to keep. It's a little slow. We don't have any ones. But we have Bodyguard. Sure. Which one of these awesome spells would you like? The Ajani Adanto Vanguard combo is like pretty nice. I gotta assume they're gonna take. Oh, okay. They take Ajani. I thought they were gonna take Adanto Vanguard because of my next play, but that means they probably have an answer for it. Yep, there's the answer for it. That was pretty nice. History. What the? When did I have a stop on? They have Frilled Mystic? Really? So I do this, they play Frilled Mystic. What if I just attack? I'm actually kind of fine with how that played out. Means I don't get one of these in play, but I don't know that that matters too much. It's fine. What does their deck do? Seems to do nothing. Yeah, that resolves. Well, they didn't need the second black. So say they cast down this, they take 6. I shouldn't have played this. I should have just made the token and end turn. Okay. This is like where Tithe Taker is a little bit better than Adanto Vanguard. It's because like Tithe Taker there, or like Tithe Taker taxes them on their turn and then also makes a token when it gets Moment of Craving. That was like one of our choices when we first built the deck. People have been going away, a little bit away from Moment of Craving, but also they've been going away from like the Fog style decks and like the blue style control decks. Like even like the Esper control deck doesn't play a ton of counter magic spells, so they can play on their turn as well. That's not going to work the way you want it to, I don't think. Vraska's Contempt this, block this, take 4, go to 1 again. I'm playing this pre-combat because I want the City's Blessing. Could play the elephant. Yeah, actually, I'm going to play the elephant. I was like, the elephant doesn't play around a sweeper, but I think the only sweeper they could have is Ritual of Soot, right? So Ritual of Soot doesn't kill up Loxodon. Right. And then it also gives me a token with Hunted Witness, so it doesn't really matter. Ooh, Girl Regiment Luck. Let's open this pack. Oh, my next wildcard's a Mythic? Come on now. I have this, so I have Esper built. And I'm like 5... 2 mythics and then 1 to 5 more rares that I need. And I have 4 mythics and 1 rare wild card, and it's like, can I please? I should also see if that's like the Wyatt Darby list. That's the newest one. I think Wyatt had. Let's see. This one's different. Mortified, Discovery, Thought Erasure. Bellhaunt Deputy. But I still need the same rares, I think. Thief of Sanity, Seraph Hostage Taker. Yeah, and then this person just swapped out some of the non-rares for some other things. Yeah, okay. Same mana base, 4/4/4. I think I'd actually... No, I have 4 Glacial Fortresses. They made like a swap here. Yeah. He says that Sultai is like one of the harder decks for it's like one of the harder decks. Aren't you like 0% to play this at the SCG? Why would I be 0% to play this at the SCG? The Esper deck? I play decks like the Sultai or the Esper mid-range deck. I wouldn't play decks like the Esper control deck. I would play Sultai or Esper midrange. They're both in my like wheelhouse of playstyle. That sounds fine. I usually would choose a deck like this over one of those mid-range decks, but like one of the most successful decks that I've had in recent times is, or I guess it's not even that recent, but in decently recent times, they're the Esper control deck, so I'm gonna play this over like a Sentry. It's also just better to play it as over a Sentry. Disinformation campaign. Playing History next turn. It's either Conclave Tribunal or Snubhorn Sentry. I think it's Tribunal. But I was gonna say one of the decks that I had the most success with in recent memory was the Sultai Delve deck, the Sultai mid-range Delve deck. And they curved all the way up to like Ugin. Nice. As I say, they didn't shock this in, so I should have held that. No, I was gonna play both cards. All right. See, -2 Deputy, -1 Conclave Tribunal, -2 Skymarcher. Although now I have more Skymarcher. -these. Oh, do I have to put the island in first? Is that why this isn't working? Can I like restart this? What the hell? And I want 3 Ajani, 3 Negate. And it's supposed to be 1 island, but the island disappears. Can I do this? Okay. It's weird that it hides the island somewhere else in the secret sideboard. Ooh, this guy's at a higher rank than I am, I think. I think this is Platinum, right? Or this person, I should say. I don't know who this person is, so. My bad. I'm sorry, person. What up, Loki? How we doing? Not the best hand, but I'm going to keep this any hand that can flip landing I'm kind of into. Doesn't mean that we need to draw, well, like something like that, but I'll start off with the landing. Probably going to bodyguard the token. Then now I'm going to bodyguard the Skymarcher. I should have played Glacial Fortress. It was bad sequencing. I feel like we're going to get swept with Cry here. If we do, I'm going to sack this bodyguard. I guess it doesn't matter. It exiles all the creatures that died this turn. Give me a choice. Why do they give me a choice? Good, just working on work and planeswalking when I have a chance. Nice. Six permanents, 7/8 permanents. Debating if I want to keep Marshal Bodyguard together. I think I do. Alright, Snubby, get in there. Been playing this red-green Stompy Brew that drops Carney Tea on turn 3. It's been pretty fun. Does sound pretty fun. Let's see. If I play Marshal now, that gives me 9 permanents. If they have a counter magic spell, it's like a little annoying. So they have like Absorb here. Okay, Vraska's Contempt that. Okay. Then save the Marshal. Let's take a look at this Stompy deck. We got 4 Llanowar Elf. I'll throw this up here. 4 Llanowar Elf, Growth Chamber Guardian, Incubation Druid. Yeah, I mean, this deck seems kind of dope. Makes a lot of mana. Stony Strength again. Untap that creature. Well, it's kind of cool if you get Incubation Druid with a counter. You can, like, tap it for 3, untap it, and tap it for, so, like, you essentially make 5 mana. That's cool. Kind of down for that. That's kind of nice. Landing. They played Disinformation Campaign in the first game, so limit the ability of that card. Uh-oh. Minus? Dang. Ajani? Dang. I think we have to attack the fairy here. Just stupid. Probably gonna hit it for 1. Just also stupid because they definitely have a Mortify. They have a Moment of Craving. Sure. All right. We did. Do I want to change anything? Don't think so. All right. Yeah, I think the green decks are kind of sweet. The green decks are kind of weird to me, though. Like, I'd love to play first. I'd also love to mulligan this hand. Yikes. I'm going to keep because if we have something powerful on top, I can keep. That's powerful. Yeah, right. Just like figuring out how I want to sequence this. So one of the things that I've been noticing is, and I notice other people when they play the white weenie deck, is they don't really mask their blue mana sources very well. So like what I mean by that is like you can kind of make your opponent, take your opponent off the scent of a counter magic spell. Sometimes by like, you know, like needlessly in quotes, shocking for like a Hallowed Fountain on 1 or 2 or whatever. So it's been kind of nice. And then, like that way, like they just like don't. They're like, oh, they shot. They had like they didn't have a planes or something. You know what I mean? So they shocked in Azorius or Hallowed Fountain or whatever. I think. So the snubby. I don't know that we're ever gonna get to 10 permanents, but just like negate that. I think so. I don't think I can afford to lose any permanents. How do you like the Azorius aggro deck? I haven't had time to test it. It looks fun. I played it at SCG Indianapolis, and it was pretty great there. Oh, thank you. I think I want a minus to return this, and then choose this again. Never chose Anakaya's Wrath? Jeez. This one again. Yeah, it felt very powerful. The bad matchups are like things like the Esper mid-range deck is like a bad matchup. The what's that other thing? I was gonna say do I want a minus? If I minus, I get the City's Blessing, right? No, only plus. Why only plus? I guess they probably have a Vraska's Contempt, right? Make the most sense with what their hand is. I'm not running Revival Revenge. I don't know that the ultimate is realistic. Like they gotta have like something like they have to have something like Vraska's Contempt or Teferi, stuff like that. Pro Tour is 2 or 3 weeks away. Guess I don't 100% know. Oh, okay. Well, they just conceded. Opponent has all the... So they were playing a deck with at least 6 Wrath of Gods against us, right? Because they played Kaya's Wrath in the first game, and I got to assume that all the Kaya's Wraths are better than the Ritual Assaults, right? So like you don't start adding Ritual Assaults until you're out of Kaya's Wraths. And they played 2 Ritual Assaults that game. It's pretty crazy. Let's see. Pro Tour Cleveland. Pro Tour Cleveland is February 22nd through the 24th. So, yeah. Yeah, this hand's great. So I wasn't off, right? That's 2 weekends from now. Yeah. So not this weekend, not the weekend after, but the weekend after that. This one. The one with power and toughness. I will choose that one. If there were like red deck wins, I might choose to play Snubhorn Sentry. Snubby. Landing. Keep this. No attacks. It's most likely that my opponent has Merfolk Trickster, so that I'm not just going to run my 1/1 into a Merfolk Trickster when I can flip my landing next turn. No blocks. It's a weird attack. This guy like hope I double block or something? I'm gonna play Marshal Tribunal this. I think this is like one of the only ways that we lose, right? I might not even attack next turn. I might just play Loxodon, depending on what they do. If they leave mana open, maybe I won't. This gives me the thingy, right? Yeah, nice. Even then, it's still a 0/4. They could like double block this, so maybe I shouldn't attack with that. Okay. They can like double block my Sentry, I guess. Sure. I guess I could like tap my Marshal so that these are 1/1s. That's like fine. I'm okay with that. They get to like kill 2 1/1s or double block a Snubhorn Sentry. I still get to kill one of their tricksters. It seems like a better block to me. Play this. I think I'm just going to play Loxodon. Is it better making it 2/2? I think it's better because it gets around their counter magic. Like they usually play like Wizard's Retort, and they usually play counter target creature spell if it, and then you get a +1/+1 counter. like against mono blue. 3 Baffling Ends. 1, 2, 3. I guess Unbreakable Formation is, I mean, it's like pretty good, but it's not, I don't think it's needed. It's not necessary. Just really want to outsize them. I guess like Tithe Taker like is annoying for them, but it's not super impressive. Adanto Vanguard is okay. Is it even okay? It's like bigger than other creatures. I don't know how many times I can pay 4 though. Yeah, let's try this. This is a mulligan, no lands. Does this count? Like, can I just play it as first fork? Yikes. 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 So I play this. I play Snubhorn. I play Adanto Vanguard. This can kill a thing. This isn't the deck. Sorry, Loki. I've been having a problem. I switched to the cardboard thing, cardboard live, and it won't update correctly for some reason. So, for some reason, that's wrong. I could update, I suppose, my... I can just post it in here. Hold on a second. I've been messing with Cardboard Live for some reason, and it's just like not doing it. This might not be very readable, but there you go. Yeah, this is the card I was talking about. Card's pretty cool. That was my worry about Conclave Tribunal there. They have a Negate here, we probably dead. Or a Spell Pierce or whatever they want to play. I think they're supposed to keep Spell Pierce in. There's 8 blue lands in the main and 1 blue land in the sideboard. We're under some pressure, but luckily they're almost out of cards. Shouldn't play that first. Next turn they can play the big thing and Tribunal. How many spells do they have? 2. So this costs 6. It would cost 5, which they wouldn't be able to do. I think we're supposed to Tribunal this turn. Let's plays around Spell Pierce. That means they have to sack Siren Storm Tamer. We'll have it go after this one. This one. I think either way they're going to sack the Siren or play Dive Down. Yeah. So we're really tribunaling the Siren, but got Dive Down? No. This is a pretty big draw. Deputy of Detention. I wonder how many dive downs they like boarded out. If they boarded any out. I gotta assume that they're supposed to keep them in, knowing that I'm gonna bring in more removal. But here we are. Neither one of these is a wizard. So they're either just wasting time. Okay, they do have a dive down. So now the question becomes, who do I attack with? And I think the answer is anyone that's not Deputy. Technically, I have lethal. If they go Merfolk Trickster, they could double block here and get their thing back, and I don't kill either one of their creatures. And then I could die 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think I'm just supposed to attack with this to play around that. If they double block the Snubhorn Sentry, they go to 1, and I have 3 attackers, or I have 4 attackers to their 3 next turn. Okay. So this gets blocked here, this gets blocked here. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is a 5/5. Guess I'll put it on that. So if I attack with all, they go block here, evolve, block here, evolve, go to this, and I have to sack this to save this. Or no, I don't have to sack this. Block here, these trade. Have to sack this, they take one, and then I have just this and this. So I can't attack. Can attack next turn, though. In my turn, they get a 5/5. Well, sometimes it be like it do. How do I do this? Resolve? Sometimes it be like it do. It was a decent card to draw, I suppose. Ooh, another pack. Let's see what's in it. A rare wild card. Eh? Rare wild card? Rare wild card? Oh, this card's dope. I like this card a lot. I know that it doesn't look like a lot, and it's like not anything super great. Gonna get that framed. But yeah, somebody was playing in an evolved deck with this card, and I thought it was like super cool. Basically, what would happen is they would play this card or Growth Chamber Guardian first, and then they would play the other second, obviously, and then like one land activates the Growth Chamber Guardian, and then from then on out, every Growth Chamber Guardian is essentially a 3-mana 4/4 that finds another one of itself. And then it was just like really cool because like it ended up making, in a lot of the games, this card ended up making essentially like 4 to 6 mana, and it was like really impressive to watch. I was like kind of skeptical of this card at first, but I think it's just like a really cool card, and people might be just kind of like missing it in the green decks. So, well, so far we're just kind of cruising along. I mean, granted we're still in gold, but you know, just cruising, playing some white creatures. Play first. Hand's great. Start off with Hunted Witness, probably. Only really punishes us if they're Esper, because we miss a point of damage. But even then, I kind of want to Dauntless my Snubhorn or my Legion's Land at that point, too. Okay. So let's go Snubhorn. Bodyguard the Snubhorn. In my turn. Nice. Landing. Could play Marshal here, but I'm going to play Marshal post-combat. It's like the most mana efficient thing I can do. And then that leaves me with Tribunal for their play. Maybe play Llanowar Elf. That's a strong one. Do I want to get their Llanowar Elf? I don't think so, right? Next turn they play like Ravenous Chupacabra. Let me like Tribunal that. Alright. They weren't dead, right? No, they go to 2? Okay. Boom. definitely one of the things that's great about this deck. Is that it definitely gets hands like that where your opponent just kind of is like, this hand's fine as long as they're not white weenie, and then you're white weenie, and then they kill you. Let's see. So I had a kind of an interesting one for this. I want the 2 deputies gone. I want all of the hunted witnesses gone. My last version only played Skymarcher. I think I'm going to take out Tithe Taker in this matchup instead. And then you board out all the Tribunal. Oh, it looks like I was boarding out that anyway. So let's do 1 Skymarcher. And then the reason it was kind of interesting was I wanted all the Ajanis, wanted all the Baffling Ends, one of the 2 Tocatlis, and then I wanted a split on D-Stroke Negate. So I've been boarding in just 2 blue cards because the 2 ways that you lose in the Sultai mid-range matchup is if they have like an early Wildgrowth Walker draw, which is and then like a bunch of Explore creatures afterwards, which is kind of like what the Tocatlis are in there. And then the other way, the more often way you lose is Finality, and just having an answer to Finality is like very, very powerful. This hand is pretty great. It's gonna need some lands. But Baffling End and Ajani are both very key in this matchup, so having both of those in this hand is pretty sweet. Although we are 2 lands away from getting Ajani. Branchwalker is fine. Probably not going to Baffling End the Branchwalker. Probably just let that one sit around. Bodyguard, the Bodyguard, this Bodyguard's bodying that guard. No attacks. They just go like land cry, we're like in a lot of trouble, right? Krasis, sure. Ooh, Milling Krasis, okay. I would like a land, please. Thank you. 2 lands in a row would be kind of great. Well, that's like kind of a land. I think it's actually worth it here to alpha. Like block. Probably just like let it happen. This gets me into History and Ajani. So this is the Bodyguard that's saving this Bodyguard. I think I'd rather have a Skymarcher Aspirant. It's not going to matter too much. The 2 damage doesn't matter that much either. Sure. Krasis is aight. Go Ajani here. Plus on these 2. Pass. Could attack with Skymarcher first. But I have plus on these to attack. I think that's kind of what I want to do. You can trade with Skymarcher if they want. I'm fine with that. Wild Growth is fine. Assassin's Trophy, that's not fine. Baffling End History seems pretty good. I don't know if I need a... probably need a Baffling End that. I just like don't want them to draw a Jade Light Ranger. If they draw like a Jade Light Ranger, it's like pretty terrible for me. They're like close to out of resources, but they're like one Hydroid Crisis away from being pretty back into the resource category. Vivian Reed is also pretty good. I wonder if she's gonna up or down. She's gonna up, okay. Up is good for us because we can kill her now. Down is also good for us, but down on this would be kind of bad for us. So let's see. Nice. So yeah, so like as you saw there, we deployed the Benalish Marshal with like the Negate backup, and I kind of like that because like even if like their only way back in that game was finality, right? So we got to a point where the Negate would have saved us there. Similarly, if we also had Disdainful Stroke, it would have saved us there. But that's just kind of how the game plays out against them. Is like you need answers to like something like that like finality or possibly Vivian Reed or whatever, but yeah. So I kind of like that sideboard plan. Yeah, let's keep running it, I guess. Siggy Spies? Spies? Siggy Spies. I don't know. Yeah, hand seemed pretty great. Goodness. Sacred Foundry. I wonder if they like Jeskai. What else? This one. Tapped Bodyguard this thing. There's like some argument to like holding the Bodyguard for Marshall, but I think that's too far down the road. Ooh, are they Mardu? I think I'll save it. Causes them to need another removal spell. That also exiles to not let me get the 2/1 token. So if they have something like Deafening Clarion, I get the token left over. Sure. Played this. Probably just play. So there's like benefit to playing Marshall here. The benefit is that it gets hit by the History of Benalia next turn. I think I'd rather just play Loxodon. Loxodon here, methinks. Yeah, me too. Ixalan's binding on Loxodon, probably. Oh, on History? Yeah, sure. Oh, wow, rude. Their deck can't play Settle the Wreckage, right? I play around Vraska's Contempt if I attack with everything. If I attack with everything, I play around Vraska's Contempt. Because if I just attack with 1, 2, 3, they Contempt this, they take 7, go to 1. I don't think their deck can play Settle. Could be wrong. Oh, okay. Angel of Grace makes sense, I suppose. That seems like the wrong block, but I'll allow it. My thinking was that they should have blocked the Loxodon so that this died. It's like go back up to 10. I guess the 10 doesn't matter. But I couldn't believe that there'd be a Settle deck that plays Mountain Swamp. Okay. Nice. This is the white-blue aggressive deck, yes. Alright, so I definitely like this island, like this Disdainful Strokes, Negates. What is that high-pitched whine? I guess I don't hear it. Let me put my headphones on. Does that make it go away? There is kind of like a... just something in the background. Let me finish sideboarding and then I'll figure it out. Alright, probably don't want these to deputies. Portal of the Sky. Portal Tithe. Oops. Do something like this. Yeah, wrecked by Unbreakable. Unbreakable is a good card. Let's see if my gain... Dope, it went away. Okay, cool. Guess I have to wear the headphones. I can flip landing. We're going to need some more other things, but I think this is fine. Oh, maybe I was supposed to keep Deputy in for Ixalan's Binding. I forgot that they had Ixalan's Binding in their deck. I think it's highly unlikely that we flip landing next turn, so I'm going to just go ahead and play the Adanto Vanguard. The way that their mana is situated, maybe they have Moment of Craving, but... Sure, history's fine. I think we just fight through this with this. By the way, I messaged you on Facebook about the team sealed about a week ago. Ended up pulling the wife into playing. 4 teams total. Gregor was on one of them. They were like 2 GP wins and and like 10, 15 Pro Tour visits on the other 3 teams. Ended up getting second and almost won, but the wife doesn't know how to knock the top of the deck and rip a small creature for lethal. Nice. Alright. This is 6 mana to pump. So let's see, this is headbed this. If I attack with these, this, and this. Flip this. Thing is, I don't think I need to tribunal this. I don't really care about their attack. Eventually, I'd probably need to tribunal this if they like keep reaping lands. What if they have like a Lyra next turn? Well, then I'd rather tribunal the Lyra, right? If it's just like attack with these 3, there's a free block. They could like double block the Sentry. And I'm trading Bodyguard for Sentry. And then I can Bodyguard this up again. If I play Bodyguard here, I could like attack with all, and then they don't have really good blocks. Okay, I'm kind of into that. I guess it's like makes it slightly worse, but I hate how these things kind of go. Yeah, I should just play this after combat and cover this again. That was bad. Alright, well, we live and learn. Let's see. She had never drafted before, so my friend and I told her just to pick all the cruel cards. She ended up with 2 rhythms and a bunch of other insane stuff. That's pretty sick. I like that. If it's red or green, just take it. And if it's red and green, take it more. That's fine. Yeah, this was just a mistake. Oops. No blocks. It's like tribunal this now. Gets in for like an extra 3 points of damage. This turn, yeah. It's gotta be a Lyra, yeah. So they're gonna gain 4, but this triggers on 5 life, and then I'll just tribunal the Lyra. It's like kinda bad, I suppose. So let's play this. Let's tribunal using this. This. I was hoping they just like would like break on a land for a turn. Aurelia, sure. Oh, I think that's a mistake. I think they're just supposed to make this bigger. Because then, like, then they gain the life, right? So let's see, block, block, take 3. I guess we're probably dead either way, but... maybe we spewed this one. Did it require them to draw 2 lands in a row, though? Block, block, 1, 2, 3. They gain 7 next turn, go to 13. Yeah, we're dead. Whenever we're supposed to play some number of Baffling End. Actually, if they're playing History, I'm going to play Deputy. Shave on one of those. I feel like Disdainful Stroke is much better. I don't want too many reactive cards. Maybe Unbreakable Formation. I haven't seen a Wrath from them. And I just also have like 2 negates for it too. Yeah, okay. Kind of wish the Negate was a D-stroke, not gonna lie. But other than that, I think everything's pretty great. Knight of Grace is fine. Yeah, I should have brought in the Baffling Ends. Hadn't seen that up until this point, but could Tribunal it. Once again, it kind of feels like a spew. It's kind of gonna brickwall my team for a while, though. I think I'd rather do this than Adanto Vanguard. Gives me essentially 2 attackers that I can attack with eventually. Can also technically attack with this because this is guarding this. What does this mean? Cry? Right. Could be like Deafening Clarion. Deafening Clarion only kills my bodyguard and their knight. Not super worried about their 4-drop creatures because of the Tribunal. And then their spells, I don't know what it could be. I guess it could be like an Ixalan's Binding. Sure. If I Tribunal here using these two, get in for 7, and then get in for another 7. All right. Good thing it wasn't the other night. The other night would be bad for us. That's what they're thinking about with when we played this. They should have shocked if their plan was Deafening Clarion, so that means they probably drew Clarion. Primal Amulet. Ooh, one more win and we get a Ravnica pack again. Maybe I can get a gold one. I will play first. Yeah, okay. This hand does need either a land or a creature, like a 1-drop creature, but if it does either of those things, I feel like it's pretty great. A land, well, I guess a 1-drop creature into a land would be the perfects. I guess it can't always be perfect. Cinder Barons. Oh, this is Davis's deck. This deck's basically unbeatable for my deck. That means I have to Loxodon this turn. This matchup is terrible, just so everybody knows. Yeah, Shivan Fire, sure. So this is Goblin Chain Whirler with Status Statue. So I'm going to hold up Unbreakable Formation for the combination next turn, because I got to assume that's, if they had no play on 3, that's the combination that's coming out right now. If it's not, I think we're in fine shape anyway, so. Yeah, this matchup, not a great matchup. Oh, that's fine. I can Tribunal that. The problem is if I do Tribunal it, I leave the defenses down. Am I beating this, though? I don't think so. I should have probably held the Snubhorn then. Just tapped all my mana for Tribunal. That way I could Snubhorn Benalish Marshal. That might be greedy. I wanted to be able to play Unbreakable Formation next turn and possibly play a land into thing. Yeah, we're just super dead. Messed up. I feel like they had that last turn as well. God, this deck is bad, but we're going to get crushed by it. Yeah. This is a good counter to the White Weenie deck if you want to find a deck that's a good counter to the White Weenie deck, but I don't think it's better than Esper Midrange. And I think Esper Midrange is probably better than this deck. The problem, I guess this kind of goes to kind of like not my problem with the format, but I think when you think about the format as a whole, when you think of the format as a whole, am I just really going to Tribunal that? I really don't want to. They probably have a removal spell for this. Could just have like status for this. What if they have status for Tribunal? That's pretty gross. What if I just like attack and they block and I play Unbreakable Formation? Is that better? Maybe I'll just hold. I'm just going to hold. I'm not going to do anything. I feel like there's a status for this Tribunal. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay, maybe there's not. But I could wait a turn. That's fine. But anyway, so the mid-range decks that don't have High Trade Crisis feel like bad mid-range decks. Right? It's just kind of like my feeling on it. And then, what is going on? Gross. Okay, we are dead. Right. Can't fight through Siege Gang Commander. Are like worse versions of mid-range decks, which is kind of a bad place to be, I think, but I really don't know how I'm supposed to fight this deck. Let's try that. So like that's like why I don't like any of the mid-range decks that are not playing Hostage Taker or the Thief of Sanity. That's kind of where I'm at. Like the Negates stop the combo, but they don't really do anything else, right? Like it's just status statue. I guess maybe they board in stuff. Maybe I'm supposed to assume that they board in things to negate. But it's kind of like where I'm at. I'm just like, I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to or not. Yeah, like I'm going to keep this hand. Angraths and Contempts. If it's Angraths and Contempts, I'd rather just board in both of the Disdainful Strokes. Because like Disdainful Strokes also stops Siege Gang and what's it called? Siege Gang and Rekindling Phoenix. Death Whirler. They bring in Raptor Hatchling. Okay. Weird. Well, thank you, Loki. Gotta assume they have a removal spell, right? What removal spell could they have? Where's that thing you just sent me? Shivan Fire and Shock? Okay. So neither one of those I can punish. You look so much more cute on stream. Can I play you? Merlin, maybe sometime. Let's see. I have an EDH list for you to pull. When they shocked... Sorry, I got distracted. I'm going to play this now, even though it's bad. When they shocked, I should have just not attacked and played Venerated Loxodon, but I just, like, totally lost what I was doing. But at least this protects us from Chain Whirler. Lava Coil, okay. Tocatli protects us from the combo. Don't let Mitch get off your game. If they have the combo, are we winning anyway? I guess technically we are. If we play Tocatli on our guard. Okay. Someone calls you cute and you lose your mind. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, Merlin, I just like try to test for the new. Why is this card in their deck? For SCG Dallas. If I attack with all, they can block this token. We play Ajani. And then to what end, though? Play Ajani, bring back Dauntless Bodyguard, protect the Tocatli. Doesn't seem great. I think just going to go with Hunted Witness and then play Venerated Loxodon. Tapping all my creatures. The Tocatli stops this, so I guess maybe I should have used this, but that's alright. You're currently messing around with the Aristocrats. I think the Aristocrats could be a very good shell. Could have a very good shell, I should say. But I'm wary. I should say this. I think it is good once people stop playing Shock. I think that was my problem with the Aristocrat style decks, is that in the beginning of the format, everybody's playing mono red, and then like all of your creatures were kind of bad against Shock. But I don't think that's true anymore if people are playing less Shocks. Yeah, I would agree with that. Loki says that to me the Aristocrat feels like, yeah, sure, whatever. To me it feels like it's like 2 cards away from being insane. I can see that. I think we play Marshal here and attack with everybody not named Tocatli on our guard. Yeah, the next set will be interesting, that's for sure. You're hoping for Nephilim reprints? I could see that. Or like new Nephilims. I think that's the other problem that I was having with the Aristocrat style decks is like not having a free sack outlet is like also like a pretty awkward spot to be in. Okay. See, this is like why I don't like this card. They like I guess it technically got us a status for our 4/4. All right, so our two smallest creatures are 2/2s, but if I pump them, they die? Okay. So now they block a 3/3 and a 3/3 and take 7. Okay. I'm a control player. I love telling people no to the spells, but I really hope they don't make blue better than the next set. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, the best card in Standard is probably Teferi, and then followed probably by Niv Mizzet, just like on power level. And so, I mean, like, making blue more powerful is probably a bad spot to be in. You're fairly sick of going to turns. I think the funny thing is that the decks that were going to turns was the mid-range decks. All right, so what else did we see from them that game? We just saw Status, we saw Rekindling Phoenix, and we saw the Legion War Boss. Although you did show me the sideboard thing, and they did have fine finality. Okay, I kind of want these D-strokes. I think that means that I want the island. No, I don't need the island, because I'm just putting in 2 blue cards, and I went from 2 blue cards to 2 blue cards. Unbreakable Formation seems fine. Benalish Marshal is probably the weakest threat. Venerated Loxodon, even though it has bad synergies with Tocatli Honor Guard, is probably still fine. Just because you want to be able to play a 4/4 against their Goblin Chain Whirler deck. But Nexus of Fate is probably my own fault for going to turns. Nexus of Fate is disgusting, but it won't be banned. I kind of agree with that. We'll shave one of these. Could shave a 1-drop. Nah. The problem that I have with Nexus isn't necessarily that it's busted or anything like that. The problem I have with it is like the play patterns. When you're playing against like the Wilderness Reclamation deck, a lot of the times, yeah, I'll keep this. A lot of the times is like you're just like, well, what's going on? And you're like, well, I'm gonna take the next 5-ish turns, and maybe I'll get there, maybe I won't, and it's like not deterministic. So then you're like, I guess, go. I couldn't kill you. Okay, my turn. Yeah, okay, I'll kill you. And it's just like I had to wait forever for that to happen. All right, this is kind of annoying. I had to pay 4 life once. Oh, well, we've drawn all lands so far. No. Next. Attack. If they killed this, we could be in some trouble, but... Jeez, can we just like not draw a land for this turn? I don't know if Wilderness Reclamation is that broken. I think the card that like kind of busts it is Nexus. I think I. Let's see. So I'll let this resolve. If they just have this status, then we're just dead. All right. You can see. This is our first loss with the deck so far today. And I think that matchup's just bad. Oh, that's why I've been going up so fast in wins. They count your wins per game, not just per match. That's insane. Nexus wasn't that big of a problem or before Wilderness. Wilderness makes any deck a combo deck. I mean, like, I think Nexus is kind of a big card, but like it's a 4-mana, it's a 4-mana sorcery enchantment that you could have answers for. It does mean that you have to change kind of like how your deck is built, but like, for instance, like if I could play against Wilderness Reclamation decks every single round with my White Weenie deck, I think I would just win like 90% of my matches. Like, that matchup is so unreasonably easy that it's just like, I would love for every single time to be against that deck. So, I mean, like, I think you can build your decks around it. I guess 90% is a lot. It'd be like 70%, but this is a mulligan. I beat Turbopog twice in the Classic, and I didn't drop a game to it. Yeah. It was like pretty unreasonable. Like the thing is like I was playing Tithe Taker in my original list instead of the instead of the Adanto Vanguards, which was like better in that matchup, which definitely helped. And then post sideboard, I just got a bunch of counter magic. A lot of decks get to play Negate, I think is what they mean. Like, if you want to play Negate, the mana is available for you to play Negate. So, like, that's, like, one of the reasons that the White Weenie deck is, like, possible. Is because, like, you get to play blue in your deck. So they're digging pretty hard for lands. Esper Control is, like, it's a fine matchup. It's not great. But I would say it's pretty close to like 50-50. Basically, game one comes down to whether or not they have Kaya's Wrath. You can't really play around it, so you just kind of jam into it. And then post sideboard, you like make them have Kaya's Wrath again. And if they don't, then and then you also like if they don't necessarily have like Kaya's Wrath on the turn that they're supposed to. What is this? This is 8 permanents. Trying to figure out how I'm supposed to attack here. I think it's just Skymarcher Aspirant. Like basically post sideboard, you get to hold up like something like Negate or Disdainful Stroke, and if they Kaya's Wrath on and like you have the mana for the counterspell, you just like win the game usually. They're getting close to being able to find finality. Oh, well, that seems like a mistake. I don't think I'm going to beat the second half of this card, and they already have one in the graveyard, so that makes me wonder if they have one in hand. Which means I probably have to play Unbreakable Formation next turn. Man, I need one more permanent. I think I have to play Unbreakable Formation this turn, and just attack with all my creatures, and then that way these Snubhorn Sentries are bigger than the finality. If I'm them here, I think I'd play Krasis rather than Finality. But, alright. To each their own. This becomes a 6/5. Block. Kind of have to play all my permanents. This probably has to jump here. Oh, they don't have blue. Oh, okay. That's why they didn't play Krasis. That makes sense. That's probably game. So these become 5/5s. I think we just attack with not this. This trades here, this blocks here. They play this, that gets this. We attack this. Yeah, okay. Interesting. That resolves. That's unfortunate because it gives them a treasure to play Krasis. Ah, can we stop drawing lands? Yeah, we're just super dead here. Yeah, unfortunately we bricked for a little while. We had a shot, But here they get to play Krasis for 5. Draw 2, gain 2. Or out here, I guess, is like they brick on the draws. Why didn't they pay all of it? I guess 4 is the same as 5, and they could maybe play a 1-drop. Yep, all right. Okay. I give. This. What else did I board? It's gotta be in here somewhere. That. Boarded out those 4, that, and a Tithe Taker. Okay, yep, alright. Run it. So far, we're 2-0 against Sultai, but we've won all the game 1 so far. This hand makes me wish we had one more impactful spell, but I think I have to keep because of history. But it doesn't feel good. So Ryan is the greatest Magic player of all time now, right? I don't think so. But I guess it's up for debate now, right? He did beat Fabiano. He did say he didn't do well in the top 8, though. But his team won. Maybe it makes his team the best team of all time. Logic Bomb, fight me. Yeah, except that I beat him in the finals of a PPTQ, so I guess it's me now. Didn't he concede to you in that finals and then team up with me for the RPTQ? Or is that just like, is that like drunk history? Yeah, concede means lost. I guess you're technically not wrong. Alright, we're going to need something other than lands here. I guess we drew up a bodyguard or something. We drew one of these things. Wow, a 3/4. No attacking. That was a pretty good draw, not gonna lie. Wow, they took damage. They're gonna Ravenous Chupacabra one of our things. That's Merfolk Branchwalker. That's not a Ravenous Chupacabra at all. Fine Finality. I gotta assume they're keeping that. Wow. They already have one? That's unfortunate. So they can't play Finality next turn. If I play Marshal, they can't trade with anything profitably. So I think I'm just supposed to play Marshal. Put my land out. If they have something like Ritual Soot, I guess we get got, but normal lists don't play Ritual Soot, and this puts them on a 1-turn clock. Oh, 0-turn clock. That was just lethal. I didn't do the math. Math's for blockers. Maths are hard. That is true. I think I'm just going to run this back. Has anybody in the chat played the Esper mid-range deck? What's your smash level thing? Snake's the only good one that I've been with, or like good person that I have played as, or I don't know how to play this. Snake is my best character, and I almost have Snake to Elite, but Elite keeps moving, so I don't know how far away I actually am. Loki, how is this matchup for Esper midrange? The Sultai matchup? Yeah, I'm like right around 2 mil. I think I'm a little over it or whatever. Maybe just under it. I'm getting really good with Snake. It feels 50-50, but I feel like Esper should be favored. How about the Esper control matchup? I gotta assume that's probably negative, right? Game 1 seems like unwinnable. Oh, you should have waited, man. So like the Esper midrange matchup, or the Esper midrange deck, is like very attractive to me because I think it has a very good white weenie matchup. And I think a lot of the people are kind of like on the white weenie deck. But if they're like pretty close to the Sultai matchup, then I don't know. That's kind of like what my metagame call is. If there's a lot of Esper, I'd rather play, like if there's a lot of Esper mid-range, then I'd rather play the Mirror. If there's a lot of white weenie, I'd rather play other things. I don't know. It's kind of weird. You want Vanguard? What do I want Loxodon? In this meta, I want anything that plays as many board wipes as I can fit in. That's fair. If I play Benalish Marshal, I can attack this turn. Next turn, they kill my Benalish Marshal with Ravenous Chupacabra. I think it's just this. So tell me, why does that deck play 4 Bellhaunt? It plays Bellhaunt because the mono red deck was super popular at the beginning of the format. And it's very good against the red decks. It's also very good against this white weenie deck. I feel like they're setting up for finality, which is bad for me. If I attack with everybody, I lose a Bodyguard, but I gain a Legion's Landing. I think that's okay. Didn't expect them to block with Llanowar Elf, to be honest. If I play Marshal, I can kill Legion's Landing, or kill Vivian Reed, or Jadelight Ranger. Five, six, seven, eight. If I play Landing, I can do the same. That's fine.
Okay, so you've got claws.
I think I'm just gonna end my turn. Part of me wants to deploy these cards.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
Jadelight Ranger again, sure. Probably have to deploy Marshal this turn because they're gonna play Jadelight Llanowar Elf. Solves Vraska's Contempt ×2. Vraska's Contempt deals with the Vanguard, so I gotta assume they keep it. Llanowar Elf, yes. If I just attack, I'll let Vivian, they block here, they block here. Vivian takes 2. If I play Marshal, then it kills Vivian. Kind of into killing Vivian. And I don't think they have fine finality. I don't want to do this again, Vivian. I could just attack with Adanto Vanguard here. They have Vraska's Contempt. This. Alright, if they have Finality, if they draw it, we lose, but I'm going to make this play because they have a one-turn window. Because next turn I can do this on my Loxodon. Wildgrowth Walker. They do have a Jade Light in here. Okay. Do they have a Merfolk Branchwalker? No. For another Wildgrowth Walker. It's interesting. Yikes. Alright. So I want to attack with all the 3-power creatures. So this probably. These don't really do anything. So let's see. Attack with this, it probably trades with J-Light Ranger. This probably doesn't do anything. If I attack with everybody, what happens? Block, 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 take 6, go to 9. Not super into that. I think I'm just going to attack with the 3-power creatures. I'm not going to deploy this History of Benalia. No, I want to pump the small creatures, right? And the Loxodon. This way this Loxodon can't die to find Finality. And I can make a token if they do, and then I can follow it up with History. Okay. Should do this now. Alright. 1, 2, 3 blockers. 1, 2, 3, take 10, 17. Yeah. That one. Boom. Yeah, I think this deck's pretty good. I'm playing, what's his name? Jacob Hagen's main deck with some sideboard changes. Just like some stuff I like. I hated Spell Pierce, so I'm testing like a Deputy and another Ajani in those spots. But I can see arguments for Spell Pierce, but I just didn't like it too much. Doesn't really like kind of like go with the play pattern that you want from the deck. gonna keep this hand's powerful, but it like lacks a 1-drop. But that's like less necessary here than it is in other or in other decks, like the white or the mono red deck. But History, Marshal, Conclave is like pretty like it's slow, but it's good. What is this? Is this mono green? No, green black. Probably Sultai again. Bring it. Hunted Witness, you're late. I'd probably trade here. Ouch. Branchwalker? Yeah. Unfortunate. Oh yeah, we're gonna get that. Have to tribunal that. They kept Seeker Squire literally for the sole purpose of being able to explore. Their deck certainly is more explory than other decks. I'm gonna assume they're milling the Carnage Tyrant, right? No, they're gonna keep it. I guess they're off by only a land, and they kind of have plays lined up. That's kind of nice, I guess. So we just gotta be big. How do we be big? Benalia. If I history this turn, if I Benalish Marshal this turn, I don't think I like Benalish Marshaling this turn because I know that they want to play Chupacabra this next turn. Don't want to block with this. So this turn they can either play Seeker Squire or they can play Ravenous Chupacabra. Okay. And it worked out pretty decently for them. They double block here. That's pretty bad for us, right? So what if I play Benalish Marshal, tap all of them, play this? I think I'm gonna trade this 2/2 off. Sure. Kill the Benalish Marshal. I think I like them playing Carnage Tyrant more. Skymarcher Aspirant's nice. Attack with these. They can block with this and another thing. Block with that and that. Attack with this. I think I just attack with these. I think I want my token and my Skymarcher to be bigger. It's fine. That's also fine. Carney T, what up? Bodyguard's kind of nice. What do I want to bodyguard? Probably this 3/3 spirit. Guess it could be this Loxodon. I'll block with this Loxodon and this. Spirit. I'd rather protect my win condition. Midnight Reaper is fine. I'm gonna try not to kill this Chupacabra. Wait, does this leave them dead? They have no cards in hand, right? 9, and then I just Tribunal this and kill them? Does this leave them dead on board? Block 5, take 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, this just leaves them dead on board. Right? So this is 11, 12, 13, 15, 18. 18 minus 5 is 13, but then the Midnight Reaper triggers, and then they take a damage. Whatever. Just do this, just in case. Alright, I think they're just dead on board anyway, though. I just didn't want to, like, chance it, you know? Alright, I have no clue what happened here. Oh, right. There we go. We did it. We figured it out. Might hit platinum before the end of the day, right? That's kind of dope. Wonder why nobody plays Esper mid-range on Arena so far. It's kind of weird. I'm going to keep this hand. It's like pretty spell dense. The other thing is like we kind of have the third land in secret, but it's like gonna be tough to flip a lot of the times because like they're gonna have things in the way or just like draw creatures or whatever, or draw removal spells. But that was a good draw. I think I'm gonna play that rather than try to flip landing. I just like don't want them to Jade Light next turn. Bodyguard this, play another landing. Like obviously, what's it called? Loxodon doesn't quite work with the Tocatli Underguard in play, but just playing it as a 4/4 is like pretty aight. Sure, I'll probably end up Baffling End that, probably, to be honest. I don't want them to draw a bunch of cards. Really need a land. Could just like Loxodon here. It's rough because it can finality next turn. That is true. Also, what's up, Jordan? How we doing? Kind of want a finality. If they're going to finality, I don't want them to draw a bunch of cards. Could attack with these. I could like lose 2 of these, but gain Allegiance Landing. I think that's fine. I'm doing all right. This makes me believe that they have finality, which is annoying, but it's fine. At least we got the land out of it. We lost a token. They're not going to draw a ton of cards. They get a Wild Growth Walker. Yes, sacrifice it. Like if we would have Baffling Ended this, they would have been able to draw 2 cards, which maybe would get them out of our histories and such. There's a good chance that their hand is just like essentially Jade Light Rangers rolled up, but I don't think we can beat that anyway. So, yeah, Branch Walker. Keep the Jade Light Ranger on top probably. Gonna have to find an answer for this. I think both are defendable. I think they're both kind of just like, they're both bad for us, but I don't know if I want them to draw that many cards is kind of where I was at. So let's see. If I make a Marshal, I essentially have 4 mana. If I make a Vanguard, I essentially have 5 mana, so then like Vanguard is slightly better. Vanguard, Venerated Loxodon. if we're gonna come back into this, what do we gotta do? I think that's probably what we gotta do. I'm going to restart Arena after this. I definitely did. Bad choices be bad choices. Yeah. They're going to be at 30 with like a 10-10. Well, at least it was 2 lands. We can maybe beat 2 lands. The problem is the lands get better and it gets them closer to Hydrate Crisis. They attack, we just take 7. Ugh. Just take 10, whatever. Baffling End. Vanguard. Alright. If we marshal here, it's not a small attack by any means. So we're gonna have to chump with the Wild Growth Walker, or trump the Wild Growth Walker. Midnight Reaper? Okay. It's actually kind of fine. If I attack with all, blocks here, blocks all around, they take 3, 4, 5, 6, go to 2. I think I just play this and play Vanguard. Man, I wish I had blue mana for D-Stroke. They can do that, get a 3-drop back, which would be Branch Walker. Branch Walker puts them to 11. Vivian Reed. Vivian Reed's pretty good. It kills our Baffling End. Okay. Gets them a 3/3 as well. I don't know why they didn't take it. Ooh, Ajani, what do you do? Gets me a Dauntless Bodyguard, or a Tocatli, or sorry, a Dauntless Bodyguard or a Tocatli Arnagard. Can also pump. I think it gets probably should get me Tocatli. I have played the Drake list. The reason I don't like the Drake's deck is I don't like it against the White Weedy deck, and I'm not actually sure that it's good against some of these mid-range decks, as good as it needs to be against some of these mid-range decks. Yeah, I think just do this. I have 5 attackers, or I have 6 attackers, they have 5 blockers. The smallest creature is a 3/3, which doesn't do anything. They take essentially 7, go to 4. Okay, no attacks. Wow, they milled a Vivian Reed and got a Vivian Reed.
How this thing goes isn't
If I draw Baffling End, I Baffling End this. Tender Shoe Dryad. Ooh, that's good. Oh, that was perfect timing for that. I think I have to wait another turn, right? 6 blockers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attackers. They take 3. They lose 5 plus 3 is 8. And then 9, 10. Yeah. Next turn, I think I can kill them if their play is only Tender Shoe Dryad. Okay. Land. Land, not Hydroid Crisis. Yes, Memorial to Folly. Memorial to Folly, play Tender Shoe Dryad. D-Stroke. Oh, baby. It might have been overkill, but all the other creatures are essentially 1 damage that they block, so that's 2. And then they have 2 more blocks. So they're going to take 10 and then take a bunch, or take 9 and take 4 more damage. All right. That was nice. That was pretty nice, right? I think this White Weenie deck is pretty solid. You can't decide which spell to cast, just play the one that costs the most mana. It's basically what that just said. Yikes. Okay. No. Want another 1? Everybody's on this deck, jeez. I'm actually going to offer this trade. Yeah, that's fine by me. So they're going a little bit bigger. I gotta remember that this taps for mana. I forgot that the first time I played against it, and it evolved, and I was like, wait, you only have 4 lands. And I was like, oh, no. Hand's all mana. They have a finality here. The game's pretty close to over. I guess their follow-ups have to be pretty decent, actually. Like, Evolved Jadelight Ranger is pretty bad for us. Well, at least it wasn't a Jadelight. I'm not playing around finality because if they have it, I don't think I'm winning the game anyway. And if they, like, every turn they get closer to drawing one. So I'm just going to, like, try to get Loxodon as big as possible in order to hopefully fight that. It's like if they have it this turn, it's like still pretty good, but it's not super great, right? I don't think I want to play Dauntless Bodyguard. I think I'll attack with this, this, what makes sense to attack with? It makes sense to attack with this. Question is, does it make sense to attack with anything else? It'd have to have 4 toughness. Attack with this, this, and Hunted Witness. They get a free block here, they get a free block here. Like they could block with this and Llanowar Elf. It's a weird block. This feels like finality. Okay. I guess it was finality or bust kind of block. Well, we gotten pretty good at boarding for this matchup. There. My opponent has apparently not played this matchup enough to know how to board. What are they doing? Isn't every one of their match the same deck they play against? Suppose not, huh? What did Caleb say? Leave at a.m. and head back whenever the sun on Sunday. John and everyone is coming Thursday to crash at my place. You're more than welcome to do so as well. Huh, okay. you're taking a look at the Gutter Snipe deck, it's pretty nasty and explosive. I haven't looked at it recently, no. I remember people were building it with it in the first part of the format. Unfortunately, this is a mulligan. If this was a mull to 6 and say like one of these wasn't here, I'd maybe keep. But I'm gonna keep this and bottom that. It has like one of our more like it has like a 1-drop, it has like a big thing, and it has one of our more key cards in the matchup. So. Do like nasty and explosive. That is pretty nice. Definitely gonna Baffling in that in battle. That one. A land would be a good pickup. Another one, that's stupid. Ravenous Chupacabra. I died to the other day to 35 burn damage on turn 4. That's pretty insane. I'm not gonna lie, that's just like crazy. Alright, so what do we want? Fortunately, I think we have to play this Benalish Marshal next turn. And pass, and then like the next turn we have to like play Ajani, ticket up on this. Alright. Play this, because like if I play Ajani now, I can ticket up on this, but I don't really have good blocks if they have any explore creature, and then we just like lose our Ajani. So I think it's just Benalish Marshal pass. One Gutter Snipe, 3 electric, 1 extra set of field on the board, a Steamkin, and all the cantrips. Hostage Taker's so good. I had somebody board out Hostage Taker against me, and I was like, that had to be like the worst board plan I've ever heard of. This card's just so insane. Alright, we're dead. Alright. They have Hostage Taker, I want all the D-strokes. Yeah, I definitely can see that. It like those decks kind of worry me about like if people have removal spells, but when things are going well, they're just like going insane. I got to assume. I've never had a hand like this. I want to keep just for experimental purposes. So, never had a hand like this in this matchup. Should I Baffling End the Llanowar Elf? Don't think so, right? Ha! That card not good. Not good. Maybe I should have Baffling End the Llanowar Elf. Yeah, I definitely should have. It's gonna be my downfall this game. Now I have to like Baffling End this, play a Adanto Vanguard. This like wouldn't have double green. Wouldn't have played like literally anything yet. Sure. This is a stupid hostage taker. Oh, this is a flying thingy. Vivian Reed floating a black. That's what that is.
Wild animals are like people, not so much. You can't stop nature.
Duly noted. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect.
You'll have to do better than that.
Okay. Will do. We're like super in trouble to a finality. But we're not even that bad into a finality, right? Like finality, I guess they get Vivian Reed in play. Ooh, Hydrate Crisis is bad. Gonna need a way to stop that. Gotta assume that's what their play is this turn. Crisis on 5. Draw 2. What do I have in here? So make this a 5, make this a 5. Attack Vivian. Just 2 of them? And they just like don't block. Kind of want to make this a 5. This a 5 and attack both these two here. They get my Snubhorn Sentry for free though. All right. This doesn't play around finality very well, but
Back, just like before.
Wild Growth Walker, sure. Do they cry now? They could like cry, play Merfolk Branchwalker. Cry Carnarium's just like not super great, I don't think. Yeah, it's fine. Sure. Chupacabra can kill this. That's unfortunate. What are they thinking about? Don't they want Chupacabra? Oh, that was a good draw. think I'm going to protect my Ajani for a turn. Sure. They have to, like, kind of... Yeah, let's do this. So they can attack all at Ajani, and I get to eat some of their creatures. Destructible. Yeah, it's kind of weird of an arena, but actually gonna minus to get back Bodyguard to cover my Benalish Marshal. Even though Benalish Marshal went down to 0 toughness, he doesn't really go down to 0 toughness. So... Ouch. Just a Hydroid Graces? That'd be a really good draw. Just a 7/7, huh? Jeez. If I attack with everybody, I think that's like my best line. So I can flip landing. They eat my 5/5. They take 8, go to 3. Or no, take 8, go to, sorry, go to 7. They get to eat Snubhorn Sentry. Gotta hope that their Hydroid Krasis didn't really draw anything. That's unfortunate. That's like the opposite of drawing nothing. Wild Growth Walker, you suck. Well, that was unfortunate. The awkward thing is because they had 2 Jade Light Rangers, I can't even attack with this, or attack into this. What if I attack with all? Can they afford a double block? I think so, because they're at 17 life. I also gotta, like, I'm also taking 7 damage. I guess I'm gaining 3 life, so I'm at essentially 13. This is hitting for 5. Just have to wait a turn. Just, like, hope I draw a removal spell. I think so. So what if I attack now? They block this here, this here. I'm forced to use Bodyguard. They block this on here. I'm forced to take 3 life, so I go to that. So, or say they block the biggest damage, so then this is 5, 5, 8, 12. And they lose 2 creatures. Alright, I'm just going to try it. Essentially have 2 blockers back. Not really beating a removal spell. I'm like basically bleeding if their other card is a land and they draw a land. No more blocks. Oh. Okay. Benalish Marshal is my smallest creature, so they'd technically be dead on board. There we go. We did it. Ranked up to platinum. So let's see. I think this is probably where I am going to call it for today. I'll probably try to come back tomorrow, play a little bit more of this, hopefully get that Esper mid-range deck built. But for those that watched, we lost 1 match to the Status Statue deck. Otherwise, we ground from Gold 4 or Gold 3 up to Platinum, losing 1 match. I think this deck is very good. Unfortunately, I think I can paste it here. So this is the list that I'm running. It's in the chat. It's on, like, for some weird, whatchamacallit. The 60 is the same that Jacob Hagen just won the SCG team event with. The sideboard is slightly different. I'm playing one more Ajani rather than another Tocatli Honor Guard because I think Ajani is actually your best card against the green-black decks. But I can see an argument for Ajani not being a 3-of because it is kind of hard to cast with only 20 lands. I personally very much dislike Spell Pierce just because I think on the turns that you play Negate, you have the 2 mana. Just kind of like how the mana works out with the spells that you want to play. So I think that's a thing. And then the Disdainful Strokes have been great. Baffling End has been great. The Deputy of Detention is kind of like a card I'm testing. It's in there because I wanted it against the Esper midrange decks for like things like the Hero Precinct one, and then it's also in there for other History of Benalia decks. Because it's like the best. It's probably one of the best cards in the History Mirror match or in the White Weenie Mirror. Because you don't have a ton of ways to remove cards. I mean, I guess post-side where you get Baffling End, but it usually comes down to, like, it usually is eating History of Benalia tokens or very high impact cards like Benalish Marshal and stuff like that. So anyway, thank y'all for watching. I should be back tomorrow to test a little bit more. So yeah, probably around the same time. I know that SCG kind of does their thing too around the same time, but I want to get as much testing in as possible for the SCG Dallas so that I know if I'm going to play this deck or if I'm going to play Esper mid-range. But anyway, once again, thank y'all, and I'll see you tomorrow.